Good morning all. Today we are going to discuss design of bearing against cyclic loads and speeds. So now what do you mean by cyclic loads and cyclic speed? Okay. So it may happen that during the working time of a bearing, sometimes a higher amount of load is acting on the bearing. Sometimes the bearing runs in ideal condition. It may happen that load changes during the working cycle of a bearing. Similarly happens for speeds. It may happen that for starting 1 hour of our machine, our bearing is rotating at a higher RPM. Then after 1 hour, for next 2 hours it is running at medium speed. Then again after some time it is running at higher speed. So it may happen. So that is called cyclic speeds and cyclic loads. So how to deal with these kind of conditions? So, so in certain application, ball bearings are subjected to cyclic loads and speeds. Okay. Here one condition is given. This is an hypothetical condition. Okay, it is not compulsory that always it is happening this kind of. Okay, this is an hypothetical condition. Okay, so for first 25% of the time, radial load is acting 2500 Newton at 700 RPM. Okay. For 25% of the time, suppose our bearing is working for 1 hour, then from 1 hour, 25% of the time our machine is running at 700 RPM with radial load of 2500 Newton. Then after 25% of the time, for next 50% of the time, the radial load is 5000 Newton and machine is running at 900 RPM. Then for next 25% of the time, radial load is 1000 Newton at 750 RPM. So you can see here variation of load is there as well as variation of speed is there. Okay. Up till now, what we have seen in design of bearing, we have taken only this one condition and calculated the dynamic load capacity and designed the bearing. Okay. Now we have to consider this kind of cyclic variation. So it may possible that bearing is running for slow speed for some time, high speed for some time, and medium speed for some time. Okay. So we have to consider accordingly. So that is what mentioned over here. Okay. So suppose that the work cycle is divided, we have to divide this work cycle into segments. Okay, these three cases complete work cycle. Okay, we have to divide this into individual cases. Okay, so we have to divide the work cycle into x number of cases. So P1, P2 up to Px loads here, P1, P2, P3 for this case, and N1, N2, N3 for particular load. For P1 load we are having N1 RPM, for P2 load we are having N2 RPM, for P3 load we are having N3 RPM. Okay. So during the first element of our cycle, first element ની વાત કરીએ તો ત્યારે લાઈફ કેટલી આવશે? We know this relation of load, dynamic load capacity and equivalent dynamic load and life of bearing. Okay. So for this first condition, what is the life of bearing? That is L1. So for one revolution, what is the life consumed? This is for n revolutions. So for one revolution it is like this, 1 upon L1. This is the fraction of life consumed in one revolution of cycle. Okay. Total life આટલી હોય તો એક revolution માં life કેટલી હશે? 1 upon L1. Okay. So simply take inverse of this. This 10 raised to 6 simply indicates millions of revolution. Okay. So similarly for for N1 revolution, in previous here this 1 upon L1 is life consumed in one revolution. So what will be the life consumed in n1 revolutions? So simply multiply it with n1. So n1 p1 cube divided by c cube divided by 10 raised to 6. Okay. This is the life consumed in n revolutions of bearing. Similarly, for second element, means for second case, life consumed for n2 revolution is n2 p2 cube divided by c cube divided by 10 raised to 6. Okay. So likewise you can compute for all number of elements. તમારે જેટલા પણ એલિમેન્ટ્સ હોય તેના માટે કમ્પ્યુટ કરી શકો છો. મીન્સ એલિમેન્ટ મીન્સ જેટલા પણ વેરિએશન છે તેના માટે કમ્પ્યુટ કરી શકો છો તમે. ઓકે, સો ધીસ વન ઓવર હિયર is life consumed in n1 revolution. This is in n2 revolution. So total life consumed is summation of all this, because આપની વર્ક સાયકલ એવું નથી કે n1 પછી સ્ટોપ થઈ જાય છે. પહેલાં 2500 રિવોલ્યુશન માટે આ લાઈફ હશે, દેન 2500 રિવોલ્યુશન પછી માની લો કે 1000 રિવોલ્યુશન હોય તો 1000 રિવોલ્યુશન માટે આ લાઈફ હશે. સો આપની વર્ક સાયકલ તો કમ્પ્લીટ જ કરવાની છે. Okay, so you have to add these things. આ એલિમેન્ટ્સનું તમારે સમેશન કરવું પડશે. then you will get total life consumed during work cycle. Okay, this one over here is life consumed in n1 revolution. This is in n2 revolution. So total revolution માં આટલી life consumed થશે. Okay, so now if you consider equivalent load, okay, આ p1 p2 p3 આ બધું જે સમેશન કરીએ છીએ, we are assuming an equivalent load and an equivalent rpm. So at that time, if p is the equivalent load for the complete work cycle, the life consumed by the work cycle is given by n pe cube divided by 10 raised to 6 c cube, okay, where n is summation of number of revolutions in each element. So simply you have to equate these two equations A and B. So you get the relation n1 p1 cube plus n2 p2 cube plus so on nx px cube is equal to n pe cube. So from this relation, if you simplify, the equivalent dynamic load is equal to cube root of this thing. Simplification કરેલું છે. Okay, so if you generalize this thing, equivalent dynamic load is cube root of summation of this n into p cube. Okay, આ ઉપર છે n into p cube નું સમેશન છે જેટલા પણ એલિમેન્ટ્સ હશે તેટલા માટે. Okay, so that is summation of n p cube divided by summation of n. This is the general equation. This equation can be used for calculating dynamic load capacity of a bearing. Okay, આ PE છે તેનો યુઝ તમારે કરવાનો રહેશે ડાયનેમિક લોડ કેપેસિટી ફાઇન્ડ કરવા માટે. નાઉ ઇફ અહીંયા આપણે વેરિએશન કેવું કન્સિડર કરેલું છે કે સ્ટેપમાં પણ ઓકે સ્ટેપ્સમાં કન્સિડર કરેલું છે. ઓકે, કે ફોર ફર્સ્ટ પીરિયડ 1000 rpm, ફોર સેકન્ડ પીરિયડ 25000 rpm, ફોર થર્ડ પીરિયડ 3000 rpm. ઓકે, બટ if the variation is continuous, આપણી સાયકલમાં વેરિએશન કન્ટિન્યુઅસ આવતું હોય આરપીએમનું, મીન્સ 0 થી સ્ટાર્ટ થઈને 100 200 300 એની વચ્ચેના જેટલા પણ આરપીએમ છે એ બધા ફેઝમાંથી આપનું સાયકલ પાસ થતી હોય, then this summation sign will be replaced with integration. Because summation means considerable difference. We are taking integration if the variation is continuous with time. Okay, that is only the difference between this equation and this equation. In example, we are going to use this above equation. P is equal to cube root of summation of np cube divided by summation of n. Suppose for variation you are given that variation is continuous, then you have to use this equation, you have to integrate this thing. So this is how you have to consider this effect of cyclic loads in calculating this equivalent load. equivalent dynamic load.